Good morning. Welcome to the Aham, Prema, I am Divine Love mantra practice. I'm Holly, and I just want to thank you for joining me. I like to do these type of experiments, this mantra Siddhi experiment that I'm doing, where you master the mantra and it becomes seated in your heart, as they say, as Thomas Ashley Ferrand says. He's a mantra scholar. Actually, I think he's the late Thomas Ashley Ferrand. But I appreciate you joining me because these are things that I like to do. I've been studying yoga, oh my gosh, since I'd say 1988. And then really got into yoga in the 90s and went to an ashram and became a certified yoga instructor through Shivananda lineage in 1996. So mantra was a big part of the practice when I was on the ashram, and I could really find myself falling into that sort of open-hearted kind of Atman space pretty quickly. Like the Swami would say, let's meditate, and boom, the whole room would be, in their space. And my deity that I really that I honor, I honor them all. I try to, but the one I chose to work with was Saraswati. She's the goddess of science, art, and wisdom. And so I've worked with the Saraswati mantra, and just being devoted to Saraswati. Also, Lakshmi is another favorite goddess, as well as Durga. And I even did some Kali work. But right now, we're doing Aham Prema, which is I am Divine Love. And I guess what I'm saying is, I like to try things, like to see what happens over time. Been doing this now for a week, and to do 125,000 repetitions of this mantra is going to take a bit of time. And I'm beginning to notice that as I do Aham Prema, like about halfway through, and I'm already feeling it now, I can feel my heart opening about halfway through the chant, halfway through the mala. But just talking about my heart opening, I can already feel it. And that's the thing. I'm really curious to see what happens over time. I'm doing on average, just chanting Aham Prema a little over 200 times a day. So 125,000 repetitions is going to take a while. There are going to be some days where I'll, do it more than 216 times in a day. But I'm curious to see what happens, and I'm curious and excited to have you join me. And in experimenting, I'm constantly experimenting on this is really a micro action. My recording it and talking to you makes it a little bit bigger, because it takes about probably 4 or 5 times as much time than if I just did it on my own. But it's okay, I'm willing to experiment with my private experimentations publicly. So And the world needs, like I keep saying, more love. And the world is love. I think that's the thing, is we need to recognize that. And then even like loving the life we have, even if we consciously want different things. It's like all the things that we have now are something we may have unconsciously wanted, if we didn't consciously bring them about. So it's like, how do you love your life? Obviously, if we have trauma, we want to get help, and I'm not saying that we want trauma. Let's like, not that. I'm just saying, like, right now I'm in this apartment, right? And it's old school East Village. There are cockroaches and stuff. I'm not a big fan of cockroaches. Okay? But they're here. And so, you know, it's part of the experience. Like, I could be all like, oh, my whole experience is ruined because I see some cockroaches, you know, when I turn on the kitchen light, right? Or I could be like, all right, well, I'm going to keep every time I, you know, do something, I'm wiping the counter down. And I do that, you know. And then I forget about it, right? I go about my day doing other things. It's like you know, I could be all freaked out for the whole day about cockroaches, but I'm not, you know. But anyway, that's just an example. Like, this is something where, like, you know, today I woke up and went, ah, you know, and then I just kind of laughed, because I'm like, that is part of the experience. That's part of my experience at the moment, right? And that's it, you know. Yeah, that's just a little example. Or like hearing jackhammers when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh yeah, haha. You know, like, I mean, it didn't really bother me. It was just something, and if this was 5 years ago or before I really started I've been doing mantra practice now for a few years. And just kind of like, I've done Aham, Prema, Siddhi before, and it really did soften my heart. It really did. Like, sometimes if I feel myself like getting agitated, I'll go in and say, you know, okay, here's an experience. Like, what does this experience like mean? You know, I'm like thinking about things. So I heard jackhammers this morning, and I was awake, but I was kind of lying in bed, and I was like, and I thought about it, and I was like, wow, this would have bothered me at some other time, but, you know, right now it's not. It's just life. It's just the, you know, growth and transformation that's happening on a larger level in the city, right? And just like when we go through our own growth and transformation, it's not always comfortable or pretty or quiet. And so it's interesting, this you know, if you could like look at it that way, like, how does my own life mirror what's going on around me? I personally am going through a boatload of transformation. You know, like, my mom is, you know, transitioning. I left a long-term relationship. I'm traveling. I'm here in New York City. I'm sometimes up in upstate New York, and, you know, most of my things are now here in most of the things that I kept. I got rid of almost everything I own, but like books and my writing is here. My paintings, are in Arizona. Like, things are all over the place. And, you know, I'm choosing to be here to connect with friends as well as to see my mom, because you know, I don't know what's going to happen, and I haven't seen my mom in, you know, a few years. So it's like there's this kind of slowing down and speeding up at the same time. And sometimes that feeling is can be sort of a jagged feeling. And then at the same time, it's like, you know, as sensations are coming up of discomfort or even joy, whatever it is, it's like, let me feel that. How am I going to move with that sensation going forward in my life? What is this sensation telling me? Oh, I didn't expect to go kind of off on that, but anyway, that's part of it, right? Like, how do we digest life, you know? Whew. And how do we allow divine love to move through our bodies and move through our lives? What does it look like for you? And I think as you go through this practice, you will find the answer, you know, and it may look different for you as you go. For me, it's like more and more it's opening. I'm allowing a little bit more spaciousness to happen. And I've already done this, and I'm doing it again a few years later. And my experience of it, I'm experiencing way more joy this time around, which is like, you know, that's what's happening this moment. It's like, I'm aware that, you know, that certain things are imminent, you know, like that my mother's death is imminent. All our deaths are imminent, but like hers is around the corner. And I can simultaneously feel grief and also gratitude and joy and, you know, all of these things happening all at once. So anyway, okay. I guess the question is, what can you, I'm going to keep questioning, what can you simultaneously feel? You know, I personally experience grief sort of as a river that is sort of this underground river that like constantly flows, and it doesn't always, you know, sometimes there are springs that come up, you know, and from that, you know, there are all these things above it that, you know, that have life and beauty. And, you know, I'm not saying that all beauty comes from grief, but, you know, it's kind of like, you know, I feel like as I get older that like that river, obviously, that river is there, and it seems to get a little bit deeper or wider or something, you know, as more people pass away and, you know, certain things pass through life, like certain dreams being let go of, or dreams opening up, or, you know, you know, certain life passages happen. You know, we all go through them, you know, depending on like where we are in our lives, what our ages are, and things like that. And I guess that's another thing. Aging can be something that I think maybe that's part of being alive, and part of aging is acknowledging grief. That's what I have to say today. I might say something different tomorrow, but that's been kind of a theme for I'd say for me, for about 6 or 7 years at least, since my sister passed away in 2014, and it's been an interesting exploration, and my life is, and by exploring it rather than like turning my back on it, my life has become deeper. Yeah, there you go. Okay. There's my preamble. Let's get to the meditation. So find yourself in a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down, or if you're walking, just, make sure that you're feeling good. And we'll just begin with a few breaths. So inhaling, sending the breath down to the belly, inhaling through the nostrils. Belly expands on the inhale, and exhale through the nostrils. Inhaling and exhaling. And inhaling and exhaling. Feeling yourself becoming grounded in your body. And as we chant, or as you listen to the chant, allow the meaning of Aham Prema, I am divine love, to permeate every cell of your body. Imagine your cells pulsing with the light of divine love. And allow divine love to flow between the cells of your body. And allow divine love to flow around your body, so within you and without you, you're permeated, your environment is permeated with divine love. And so we'll begin, inhaling and exhaling. Aham Prema, 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 Prema, Aham 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 Prema. Feel the echoes of Aham Prema reverberate through your entire existence, throughout your body, throughout your heart. All the cells lit up. And see the light of Aham Prema, I am divine love, fill up your auric field and surround your body in this beautiful pink golden light, like an egg, like an aura, like a halo around your entire being. And let that auric field expand to fill your room, your home, your neighborhood. And continuing to expand with each inhale and exhale until the entire planet is filled with this golden light, completely surrounded with divine love. Sending divine love to all beings, plants, animals, oceans. Joseph Ramirez, and all people who are sick and suffering. All addicts who are sick and suffering. All beings. We all deserve love. And we all are love. And sending that beautiful golden light to your past self. Allowing love to fill your past, to shift the stories of your life. And now see your future self, see the person that you dream of being. See that person, see your future self, filled with higher love, with golden light. See your future filled with divine love. And see your present self. Your life filled with that beautiful light of divine love. Every aspect of your being. And so it is. Palms come together at the chest. Close with an Om and Om Shanti. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you in a few hours. Peace.